Hey, all you action figure enthusiasts out there, JC here, and welcome to a Friday edition of TNInews. And we've got a lot to cover today with all the PulseCon reveals, as well as some McFarlane, Jada toys, a few other things. So let's just jump into it. So let's start off with some news from Jada Toys. Today they announced that their 112 scale Street Fighter 2 Ken Masterson figure would be going up for pre-order. It will be going up on the 25th. The cost of it will be $24.99, and you'll be able to get it at places like our sponsors Big Bad Toy Store and Entertainment Earth. So this is one of the figures in their second wave of Street Fighter that they're going to be doing. For you MAFEX fans, we've got a new Ben Affleck Batman figure coming your way. This one's going to have multiple head sculpts, including an unmasked one that looks like Ben. Well, kind of looks like him. You've got the soft goods cape. Now, this figure will be going up for pre-order fairly soon. I don't know exactly when, but probably within the next few days. Beast Kingdom is doing another one of their 8-inch figures. This one celebrates Warner Brothers' 100th anniversary. It is a Bugs Bunny dressed up as Batman. So we've been seeing some companies do this. This figure is not yet up for pre-order at places like our sponsors Big Bad Toy Store and Entertainment Earth, but it should be soon. So if you're a fan of Bugs as Batman, this is one that you're probably going to want to check out. For you McFarlane toy fans, I've got some new product listings that have popped up with overseas retailers. So, of course, these have not been officially confirmed by McFarlane Toys, but usually these do turn out to be true. But we will continue to treat these as rumor until McFarlane confirms them. So you've got some 6-inch figures. I'm making an assumption that these are essentially animated series figures, but you've got Batman, Two-Face, Batgirl, and then a Killer Croc with Baby Doll. So again, I believe these are pretty much just the Batman animated series stuff that they've been kind of reissuing from DC Direct. Then we've got some 5-inch figures. These we're going to be getting Batman, a gold variant, Lord Superman. So these are, I believe, they're the DC Superpower figures. We've got Green Lantern, a Hal Jordan version, Sinestro from the Super Friends, the Flash, a gold variant, and then that multicolored Batman figure is getting the 5-inch treatment as well. So again, I believe those are the DC Superpower figures. And then for 7-inch, we're getting a Hazmat Batman line art figure, which will be released as a gold label figure, which of course means some type of store exclusive. We're getting a Blacklight Mr. Freeze figure, again gold label, might be released at Entertainment Earth or Big Bad Toy Store, something like that. We are getting a classic Superman figure. We are getting Nightwing from Nightfall. We're getting Steel, so that one they've previewed before. McFarlane has confirmed that one. We're getting a 2-pack with Bizarro and Bat-Zarro, so that'll be coming. We're getting a Damon Wayne Robin for that Vampires line, again a gold label figure. We're getting an Owlman figure from Forever Evil, again being released as some type of store exclusive. Red Tornado, again, as some type of store exclusive. That'll probably be like Target, I'm thinking. We are going to also be getting Animal Man, again, gold label figure. Maybe I'm thinking maybe that one could be Walmart. I don't know. We're getting another Batgirl figure from the Three Jokers storyline. This is a Jokerized version of Batgirl, and again, a gold label figure. And then also Red Hood, a black and white accent color, again, a gold label figure. So a lot of store exclusives in that listing, but in those listings, I should say. But some unique characters like Red Tornado and Animal Man are kind of cool to see. And then, we'll have to see things like, I'm kind of interested in the Bizarro and the Bat-Zarro and maybe how that Nightwing figure looks as well. But again, quite a few more DC figures coming. And then today we got some new Spawn pre-orders, so some new 3-inch Page Puncher 2-packs and then some new 7-inch figures as well. So going up for pre-order, and these are available at places like our sponsor Big Bad Toy Store and Entertainment Earth. For Page Punchers, we've got She Spawn and Curse, and then Freak with Mandarin Spawn. So those, again, are available for pre-order. And then for 7-inch figures, we've got Reaper and Disruptor. And the Reaper figure actually looks pretty cool to me. And again, those are 7-inch figures. And again, all of those are available for pre-order. And then also going up for pre-order today at places like Big Bad Toy Store and Entertainment Earth are those NFL Sports Pit pick figures that I've talked about previously. Previously, they were basically only available in the McFarlane store, but now you can get them at places like Big Bad Toy Store and Entertainment Earth. For you Super 7 reaction figures of ThunderCats, we've got Wave 5 that has gone up for pre-order at places like our sponsors Big Bad Toy Store and Entertainment Earth, and this wave features Ghost Jada, Mumra, Lion-O, and Invisible Tigra. So these are all kind of variant figures, glow in the dark. The Mumra glows in the dark. The Lion-O is like the frosted version, and then you've got the translucent figures with Jaga and Tigra. So again, that wave, which is listed as Wave 5, is available for pre-order now. Diamond Select Toys has revealed their Rebel Moon figures. We've got 2 deluxe figures that they're releasing in this line. We've got Nemesis and then Jimmy. I'm not really familiar with the Rebel Moon property, but Diamond Select Toys announced that they would be doing figures for this property a month or so ago, I think maybe at Comic-Con. So these are available for pre-order now, and you can get them at places like Big Bad Toy Store and Entertainment Earth, and the cost of these are about $25 each. Mezco Toys has been running their RumbleCon event the last 2 days, and I'm not going to go over everything that they've previewed during that, but the one item I did want to bring to your attention is a 1/12 scale vehicle. It's the Rumbler Reinforced Urban Military Battle Land Rig. So no real details like price or anything on this, when it'll be available or even go up for pre-order, but we do have our first preview image for it. So looks like Mezco is jumping into that 1/12 scale vehicle arena like many other companies have been recently. Okay, now let's get into all the PulseCon reveals that were made today. PulseCon just ended a short while ago. Probably by the time you're watching this video, most of the stuff that was going up for pre-order, not everything they showed went up for pre-order, but the stuff that was going up for pre-order will be available now, including the PulseCon exclusives, which of course are only available on the Hasbro Pulse website. But let's just go down the various brands and the reveals that were made. So let's start off with Transformers. It was the first panel of the day. So they released this new poster for Legacy United. They do these posters like every year, so kind of cool. But as far as what they revealed, they showed us a new core class Energon Megatron. We also are getting a Beast Wars Tasmania Kid. And then from the Infrarock universe, which I'm not even sure what that is, but we're getting Boulder Crash Rock Armorizer. For Deluxe class, we're getting Infrarock universe Magnus Rock 2 Armorizer. I'm not really familiar with these rock guys or whatever. For animated series for Deluxe class, we're getting a new Bumblebee. We're getting a Rescue Bots version of Chase. So Rescue Bots is kind of entering the main line, I guess you could say. Cyberverse Windblade. Then from Voyager class, we're getting a Prime Thundertron, an animated Optimus Prime. For Leader class, we're getting a Beast Wars Tigertron, a G2 Laser Optimus Prime refresh, so a reissue of that one. And then, of course, for the Pulse exclusive, it was the Hotshot and Minicon Jolt, which I talked about previously. So that pretty much did it for the reveals during the Transformer panel. There were really no G1 Transformer reveals during this panel. But I will tell you one that I was hoping to see, which we didn't, which was the Studio Series Dinobot Swoop. They did pretty much all but say that one was coming. They had mentioned that they had seen it on one of the designers' desks. So hopefully that will be shown off and go up for pre-order fairly soon. Okay, and then for Star Wars, during the Star Wars panel, we got several new Vintage Collection reveals. So from the Galaxy of Heroes phone app game, we are getting Raven and an HK-47 2-pack. So, we've had those figures before, but these are specifically based on the Galaxy of Heroes. So that's going to be a fan channel exclusive, and that should be going up for pre-order today. So again, by the time you're watching this, it should be available for pre-order at places like Big Bad Toy Store and Entertainment Earth. From the Ahsoka series for Vintage Collection, they showed off the Chopper, which will have a tilting neck joint. That will also be going up for pre-order today. And then also from the Ahsoka series, the Jedi droid Huyang, that one was shown. However, that one will not be going up for pre-order today. That one will be going up at a later time. And then for Black Series, they showed off a new wave of archive collective figures. However, these particular archive figures are only going to be sold internationally, and they will be going up for pre-order at a later time. So this wave is going to consist of X-Wing Luke Skywalker, A New Hope Darth Vader, a Stormtrooper, and Bo-Katan. So again, this wave is actually not going to be released here in the United States. Then we got from the Ahsoka series, Baylan Skoll. So he's definitely getting a figure. I think some people were wondering if we were going to get him, but we are. And then also his apprentice Shin Hati is getting a figure as well. Those are probably two I will definitely be adding to my collection. For role play, we're getting an FX lightsaber, Sabine's lightsaber from the Ahsoka series, which, you know, the lightsaber that used to belong to Ezra, and then Sabine made some modifications to it. And then also Captain Rex helmet is getting released as well. And those should be going up for pre-order, I believe, today. So, but again, by the time you're watching this, those should be available for pre-order. And then for pipeline reveals, no actual images of the figures or anything, but these will be coming. For Vintage Collection, we're getting Imperial Officer Cal Kestis, a Mandalorian Judge, and a Troop Builder Phase 2 pack. So the Troop Builder set will be released at Hasbro Pulse. And then for Black Series, we're getting a New Hope Darth Vader. So I'm thinking that might be the same Darth Vader that's going to be released in that overseas archive collection, but maybe they're doing two different versions of New Hope Vader. I don't know. Then we're getting Mandalorian from season 3, and then Phase 1 Clone Trooper, and a Mandalorian Night Owl. So those were the pipeline reveals for Star Wars, and that wrapped up the Star Wars panel. The Power Ranger panel, as I think pretty much most of us expected, not a whole lot new was shown. That Omega Rangers 4-pack that I previously talked about, the images had slipped out online at first back in July, and then more images slipped out a few weeks ago. That did end up being the PulseCon exclusive, and again should be available now as you're watching this. And then there was a second PulseCon exclusive for Power Rangers, the Tommy Oliver Master Morpher, which we had not seen that before, but you know, that's not a mainline release. Again, it's a PulseCon exclusive. But there was no new mainline figure announcements made during the PulseCon panel. I've seen a lot of people suggest that Power Rangers Lightning Collection is going to be going on hiatus for a time, which definitely seems like that is the case since there was no new product reveals. But, you know, who knows if Hasbro, you know, they made no mention about the future of the line during the panel. However, that's not really terribly surprising. Nothing for Dungeons and Dragons, as I kind of speculated in one of my previous videos. I thought the Dungeons and Dragons panel would focus on game stuff, which it did. So no new D&D figures coming from Hasbro at the moment. So again, as far as toys go, that seems to be on hiatus. Nothing for Indiana Jones. Again, that line definitely I feel like has gone on hiatus, especially since the movie did not do well at the box office. So I wouldn't expect much for Indiana Jones stuff. Then we got Marvel Legends, which was pretty good. So the big reveals, as expected, the Spider-Man No Way Home wave. So that, you know, the rumors were correct. So that includes MJ, a new updated MJ figure. We're getting Matt Murdock, you know, with his suit from the movie, with his brick, you know, that he catches. This figure has all pinless joints, so a new suited pinless mold we now have. And that one looks pretty good. Then we have also Sandman is getting, it's a normal size Sandman. He's a little bit taller than, like, say, Matt Murdock, but it's not like a big size Sandman. And he does have some, you know, extension parts for arms and such. Then we're getting all three Spider-Men, this time with the unmasked head sculpts as expected. The Tom Holland Spider-Man, however, is actually based on the suit that he wore at the very end of the movie. So that one is totally different. But like, if you got that 3-pack that was released on Hasbro Pulse, you know, I definitely felt like, you know, anyone who pre-ordered that was going to end up getting upset because these figures were going to be re-released with unmasked head sculpts, and of course they were. And I gotta say, the unmasked head sculpts all look pretty good. And then this is a wave that does not have a Build-A-Figure, so these are kind of on the retro cardback type deal. And then they went on and announced the first wave for 2024, which is an all comic book based wave. So, and these will have window box packaging. So, we are returning to the old style of packaging. This is a Build-A-Figure wave. So some of these they had shown off during San Diego Comic-Con, the Power Princess, Justice from the New Warriors, that Crystar figure. Those are all part of this comic book wave. And then the new figures that they showed, a Savage Namor. We're getting a new Namor figure. Namorita, not her classic look, of course, to go with the New Warriors, but they did hint that that would be something that would maybe be coming down the road, probably in a box set. The Justice is not classic Vance Astro, and neither is Namorita, so these aren't really going to fit that well with your New Warrior figures, but I'm sure we'll probably get a box set to buy figures that we already have to get those classic versions. Then we're getting a new classic Black Panther figure, and then the Build-A-Figure for this wave is a translucent the Void character. So this wave will be going up for pre-order on October 3rd. So this wave is not going up for pre-order today, but again, October 3rd. And the No Way Home wave, that is going up for pre-order today. But besides the regular figures, they also showed off 2 deluxe figures. So the Green Goblin figure that leaked out the other day, that is a legit figure. They showed it off today officially. It looks really good. Has the glider, has the multiple head sculpts, including the unmasked one. So that's definitely a nice one. And then the other deluxe figure is the Doc Ock, which they had been hinting in their last live stream. That does have the bendy tentacles. So, and you get, where the figure can support its own weight with the tentacles and everything. So that's definitely pretty nice. Now those 2 will be going up for pre-order, not this week, but next week. I don't know exactly when next week, but look for those 2 deluxe figures to go up for pre-order sometime next week. So this week, today, is the No Way Home wave, which is not a Build-A-Figure wave. Then next week is the 2 No Way Home deluxe figures, Green Goblin and Doc Ock. And then the week after that will be the first wave of 2024, that comic book wave with the Void character as the Build-A-Figure. And then Hasbro is going to be doing another fan vote where they're going to show off 3 figures and fans will get to pick the one that actually gets produced. So today they only revealed one of the figures that will be in that vote. I don't know when the actual vote will be, but the figure they showed off today is the Red Widow from the Winter Guard. So another team member for that. So I don't know what the other 2 figures will be. I don't even know when they'll reveal the other 2 figures or when the actual fan vote will take place. But today they showed off the first figure from that fan vote. Okay, and then finally, the final panel of the day was G.I. Joe Classified, and definitely probably my favorite panel of the day. So first of all, for new name reveals, we got 7 new names dropped of figures that will be coming in the line. So Metalhead, which we actually ended up getting a digital render for, so I'll show you that one in a minute. We're getting Night Creepers. We're getting a Cobra Ferret, so that's a vehicle. We're getting a retro-carded Beachhead figure. So because, Hasbro's going back to having plastic in their packaging, they are going to start doing more and more of the retro cardback figures like we saw released exclusively previously at Walmart. These will not be store exclusives going forward. So we're getting Beachhead. It'll probably differ a bit from the previous Target exclusive Beachhead, but I don't know exactly how. We're going to get a retro eel. So we just got the regular eel, but we're going to get an eel on a retro card back. Same thing with the Snow Serpent. That's one that we just got, but that one's going to get released on the retro card back. Nagahide is going to be getting a figure here at some point. And as I say, those retro card back figures will not be exclusives any longer. Now, as far as digital renders go, they showed off a render for Big Boa. We're getting Airborne, which we knew was coming. That will be released before we actually get our hands on the Dragonfly. So by the time the Dragonfly ends up shipping out to folks who backed it, in the HasLab campaign, you should have Airborne, so you'll have your co-pilot. We're also going to be getting Quick Kick. So, these are all ones pretty much that we've seen names for, but now we're getting the renders. We're getting a Cobra Techno Viper. Actually, that one they had not dropped the name for before, but we are getting a Cobra Techno Viper. And then Metalhead, as I mentioned, was a name figure that they gave the name for, but then went on and showed the digital render. And then we also got a render for Mutt and Junkyard. That figure they actually put out on display at San Diego Comic-Con. They kind of slipped it out in their booth back in July, but Mutt and Junkyard is coming. We're getting a look at the retro Scarlet. So Scarlet, those that didn't like the first Scarlet that they did, we're getting classic looking Scarlet, which again will be on a retro card back. Same for Duke. We are getting a classic looking Duke, again on a retro card back. So both of those will be coming as well. And then Recondo, previously we got the Tiger Force version, but now we're getting classic Recondo. And again, that will be on a retro card back as well. Now, besides that, they showed off renders for two 60th anniversary G.I. Joe figures. So next year marks the 60th anniversary for, G.I. Joe as a brand. This, G.I. Joe debuted back in the 60s originally. So we're going to be celebrating that. And with that, we're getting some generic soldier figures in the classified line. So we're getting a deluxe action soldier and a deluxe action sailor. So I definitely feel like this is Hasbro trying to take a bite out of Valaverse and the Action Force line. So again, very generic like soldier figures, if that's something that you like. These will be deluxe figures, so they will have deluxe price tags to them with all the accessories and everything. But again, I really feel like this is Hasbro taking aim at Valaverse with these types of figures. And we'll have to see how well they do. Personally, I've just never really been into generic army figure soldiers. That's why I don't really collect Action Force. And I probably will not be picking these up as well. But again, if that's your thing, look for these to be coming next year. And then finally, they showed off new images for the wave that went up for pre-order today. Again, as I'm filming this, these should be available at places like Big Bad Toy Store and Entertainment Earth. As I talked about previously, it is the wave with the Dreadnought Ripper, the Dreadnought Buzzer, the General Hawk, the Agent Helix, and Shockwave. So a pretty solid wave overall. Out of these, Agent Helix I'm the least familiar with, and I've never been a huge Shockwave fan. But definitely Buzzer, Ripper, and Hawk are all going to be musts for me. I mean, I will get Helix and Shockwave likely, but those are not ones I'm as excited for. But definitely Buzzer, Ripper, hopefully we'll get Torch soon, and General Hawk are all going to be must-owns for me. And that's pretty much it, other than they said that the HasLab Hiss Tank will definitely be shipping out by the end of the year. So those of you who back that campaign will have your Hiss Tanks in hand before 2024. So they didn't give an exact date or anything, but they said by the end of the year, folks should have that in hand. So hopefully it will be sooner rather than later, but probably will be likely like in December, late November, December when they start shipping out to folks. Okay, so that's it for today. As always, I'd love to hear your thoughts on everything I talked about down in the comment section below. Like this video if you're so inclined, and hit that subscribe button if you're new to the channel, and the bell notification so you're alerted every time I upload a new video. Have a great weekend, and until next time, I'll catch you later. Hey, thanks for watching today's video, and be sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and hit that bell notification so you're alerted every time I upload a new video. And be sure to head over to the Toy News International and Marvelous News Message Boards communities. It's a great place to talk toys and win cool contests like $100 store credits to Big Bad Toy Store. And remember, action figures are great.